Good morning, guys. Alright, I think we sorted out the audio problems. Just pop in if you pop in, just pop in the chat and confirm that the audio is fine. Alright, let's get what we do best, which is trading. Bam, 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 bam. Alright, so let's go to the overnights. Have a couple picks here. This is trade we took last night at the 08 right here. Got in on the 08, got out two contracts, got out one at 13, 13.5, and the next one at 16. We already had sold this 25 here early. Probably could see that on, let's make sure, close this, don't save changes, that already saved. You would see that last night on the trade plan. Trade plan was to sell 25s, work up some on the 08s, rack it up. You can see on the trade plan here, but he's mute. We were talking about 25s, have the sell there, and we had a working order on the 08. We also wanted to buy the oil, so you can see we had the 08, had that at minutes after 10. We already was in a sell on 25, the hold us there, cut out at 16s on the secondary, took two contracts on this. We also bought oil, took a small loss on the oil, which didn't really hurt us that much. So as we stand here now with overnight positions, we got in our contracts buy and sell. We took the loss on the the CL, small loss, know when to pull the trigger, know when to get out. Right now we're looking for the market to open in the next 10 minutes, so what I have is just for the reset, which we've been talking about. May look to go a little bit lower on the entry. If you're on the entry and looking on the bubble, over 6.5 is your direct number you're looking for. So what we do have is one at 08 because we already built bank from last night, and one contract on the live at 06.5. Now first in first out, always know how this should work, and we have a sell at 20. That is just an initiative sell to see if we can get locked back on the overnight volume profile. It should be our active, our we're using. Let's see where the active profile located. Now having the active profile located right here, you can see where we have the close right here at this point with the debris. Brings us back with value area high, and you can see where we got the 25 from yesterday. So we're looking at value area low, high, overnight high as the trigger, so as 20, making sure that our stop is behind the last structure high, and looking for a trade off of that. Now we have bounce, so we not too worried about taking a loss on this trade. So we initiative single trade over here, and then look to manage through that trade on oil. You can see we got in the bounce back to the upside, got a little bit too long on the tooth. This would be an inflection point here, so notice where the inflection is. If you're looking to continue to the downside, we have a tight range between the 58.40, which has been reactive, in the 5860 area. So what we might do is look for any weakness and take one single offer here with a 20 point stop loss, only 20 to 25 point stop loss off the 40. So that'll be a sell limit order single at 40 to 45. If you're trading live, traders here we have one sitting at 40 exactly on the working order side. I have a 25 point stop loss on this, which will take me up to 65. I just want to make sure that I am above this break point here. This breaker point here is my structure area to look for the failure. If we do get the failure, I want to make sure we're behind that structure failure and look for a dip to the downside structure, which will give me a bit back to and give me almost a 1.5 to 1. So give me a 40 tick, 40 to 45 ticks. On that, you could also look for 57.90 by looking for the wrong number if I do get filled and manage through. If you guys have any questions, no problem. I have chat up. Hopefully the volume alright today. Was some stuff with settings on this OBS, not too much of a streamer, so right, let's get to the chat and get to the open. We're getting pretty close to the open now. So I already have all my stuff set up on live trading. Need to just check where Tesla will open this morning. I had my final buys on Tesla at 498. I'm holding those last buys because I want to be at around number at 60 stock units to be holding. That is investment, actual investment. So that is actual investments. Timmy was asking about, this is why I look at the Nikkei, I look at crude and the S&P futures, sometimes look at the Nasdaq futures to make sure what the weighting looking like in the market. Last night I actually posted up this trade live for those dimbits. So we're looking for is failure right here between that 19 to 20 area. This would be your first kill zone right here. Right here, the kill zone. This is where the market started to drop. That was a failure point last night. That was of Chinese news that you can see I post up something on our dubstep. It's kind of funny. We had Corona, which is a beer, and peaches going on today. Actually, Trump's supposed to be speaking now in Davos. Businessman, don't expect more than that from him. So hopefully we'll get filled right here. Yeah, whatever with your expiry shippiness. I just have to use my Ninja to trade on live. I just was a little bit, but not Ninja. This open anywhere to it. The market is now open. Looking to see if we get a quick fill for the morning. On the open, so you're looking for this 19 to 21 range. We averaging in at 20 value area value area high overnight. Might provide the opportunity, so be on the lookout. If you don't see quick rejection by 10 a.m., pull from the trade. Look into any when you're going on a single one at 20 or enter one live at 19 on trigger of the value area high. So because we have bank from last night, we could enter 2 contract on the sell. Just trying to give it time to see if I could get a live entry on secondary. Waiting for the market just to push up and see if we get the rejection. If we don't get rejection, right? So right there, we got the 1 minute. Just waiting to see if we get filled on rejection. Right. Value measure. Right there. Sold market at
Order
19.
filled.
Now one sell at 19. One sell will be at 20.
Order filled.
Right. Like the risk in the market right there. Have my fills in place. Start to remove stuff now. So we can make sure that the trade is clear. So you're in the kill zone here. If you do get breakout against, you know exactly where the stops are. Why? Oh, that is the high. BB on the overnight high. We have one tertiary entry right here at 24. It will be a single. Let me just go and place that single. Hold on. Right. Single is in. Right. This is tertiary entry. This only has to be a single looking for the return in case of the punch and the fill. You can see SOC right here. We have to use beyond all-time highs as stocks for that. See what the oil is up to. Locked into the oil point of control right there. Looking for that 58.40. Now the key here is using this secondary, this tertiary as a final entry, point of control entry. Okay, what I want to do if I get filled here already at 23 to 24, you look the leg out of your single entry at 19 to get your break even out. Use one tick as your profit as once you're filled here, so you'll be able to lean off the market a bit in case it goes wrong, and that would raise your entry price. And you're looking for your flip to start to happen at 9, but it should be 10:50 to 10:55 on my side, so I'll be 9:55, 9:50 to 10, 20 on East Coast time. If it does not happen here, we might be in a bit of trouble. You can see the oil pushing up against where our location is. Now I don't use short stops, so having short stops does not Ooh, yes, a lovely pop on Tesla this morning. Lovely, lovely. Right, so back to what we do. Solar 22 there. Right, I'll make sure I have my stuff set up.
Order filled. Order filled.
Just went and got some coffee. Got filled on the oil at 58.40 and close off the 58.19 entry at break even. Didn't quite get filled on the point, the SOC we was talking about earlier. This was your SOC point there. It would have given you a perfect entry. I had my entry set at 24 just for the extra tick push, so I could have been beyond the high. We still get it, so we'd be looking if I do get the 23 and 20 filled, know what my average entry would be and how to close. Right now my active TP is at 13.5, which is a test of the opening low. So far not such a bad day when it comes to active trading. Pretty nice rejection so far on the oil. You can see where we will build in the oil, looking at the oil for that particular inflection point. You can see right there that we was looking for support last night. We got the breakthrough, pushed too far, opening range, pushed up to the upside, and now looking just to fade the market for a 40 point with a 20 to 25 point risk. 25 point risk based on a 1 to 1.5. If you do see 25 to 30 points, look at the POC very closely. May look to take 30 points off the market based on what the market looks like and what time we got in the market. Let's see if I can post it. Stop post the stop was yet. Post the oil sell signal. FD is doing stuff. Now you know that could be mobile, so let's put that TPI is approximate TP you're looking for. Knowing where we're looking at, what we're looking at, how we're looking to do that. Right, you have to get perfect entry, come down, push where value, last value is, and look for that. Alright, so now we're looking at 20 entry to 24 entry. I'm looking for that particular fill to come in the market. Looking at delta looks to be holding pretty strong. 4,000 added contracts. So you want to see what the move looks like for against. You know, to make sure that we have enough protection on. Now yeah, drinking coffee, eating a snack. Come on. Oh, so lovely Tesla. I love it. Got like perfect entry on Tesla. And we posted this for those guys on now. See? On same normal posted that way. Be very careful. Trump is in Davos speaking at the moment, so no, you let him go some vicious attacks. So you can actually see this is the day why we looked at getting at some buys right. Yeah, we got 98. We got in at 98. You see the gap in going on. That was enough of a pullback for us. If you just saw the gap down open, once we saw that, you know you're off the races. Just try to get in at the particular point and just run through the track of it. Long-term investments, not too worried about that. So we're looking for that touch. 58.40 is your valid entry. Yeah, 10 minutes again for your valid entry to stay or leave. Make sure you stop beyond this point. This entry like the entry level there. That's why we're looking to enter, because that's why we're looking for support last night. We're looking for resistance at that particular level today. Looking to fade the market, just looking to make sure if the market fails, this is why we want our stops beyond that. You can use a 25 to 30 point range. Stop on that. You know, it's a lot to have a stop loss in crude that way, but that is how we trade oil particularly. Use value volume oil. You would have gotten a nice entry on that on the retouch. I just want to get in on to this 23 here. So I already have the 20 sell fill. Looking at that 23, the SOC. If we do get break on out against that, we had enough bounce from last night to handle that loss. So you can see position sizing. So we know exactly where we located, where we want to be on the ES and how much heat we could handle. Our primary stops are 26.5 second. That would be breaking the 26 entry overnight high. We call it overnight high because this is after the primary rotation, the secondary rotation for overnight. You look at the time and you would have the fall off. So what you want to do is see if you could get 23 to 24 as your entry for 10 a.m. Look for the V and a continuation pattern. And so the early entry is at 20, secondary entry at 23, which would give us an average entry at 21.5. Stops could be rolled behind overnight highs or all-time highs. You know, once you're on a tight stops, just be right beyond value area high for this last swing area. So you can see where the swing area is for that. You have to be very particular when you're pulling. You're pulling for your value areas. So you can see right there. Make sure you'll be on that point if you're entering on 24. So 28 should be a minimum stop if you're pulling from there. At 23, 24, looking at 5 to 6 points, 5 views, 6.5 points on that. And still have one on the live running. We got to get out at that 23. This is the 08 buy from last night. We were looking at, got in a couple lovely positions over here. I will call pain free normal price action move. Nothing with news, not well. Normal price action move. Having a normal price action move is pretty good. If you guys have any questions or whatever on the style of trading, this is just to show you guys how we tend to trade and what we're looking for in timing, how we look to actually trade the market, what we're looking for, what the risk levels we're looking at. Didn't get quite filled on my secondary this morning, got filled on 2 primaries, got out of the 19 primary because we were looking at 19s and 24s. Got in 19s live at 20s. Try to get in 24. We'll take the early touch of the under control. This is where a ticket costs you either an entry or a loss in the market. And this is the oil. Timing for you guys very important. We're looking at that morning V, we look to call it. I'm looking for the continuation trade. Based on it, could always go against you, but stats on my side on this, we're looking for a continuation trade. Unless Trump says something or does something, don't know if I'll be strike. Anyhow, this channel not monetized, so I wonder if he's still speaking. Nope. Finish. I think finish. Thank you, Lord, he's happy. Hopefully he doesn't stay the market too much. we just call it the Trump effect now. Been trading for a while. Historical point of view, normally a US president doesn't affect the market that much, that often, unless there's a big announcement or something. Seems every week. There's a big announcement. To pay potential time entry. So if you're here in tune, snap. This is a kill zone right here. Get a jump recoil. No. No, this is where working out. That just helped me out. Don't need to be nervous, don't need to be moving around a lot of stuff, don't need to pull the trigger live. Have 23, if 23 fills, satisfied, know the amount of risk a day, know where my locations are, know where the stops are. Don't have to be too worried about FOMO and stuff. Learn my lesson. Don't really do FOMO and stuff. Make sure that risk management is proper. My advice, if you're trading oil especially, use the bigger accounts, trade 2 contracts on the bigger combine top step. Use proper risk management. You must always have risk management, business plan, have a daily workflow. This is one built for the micro account. Have where you're looking at the risk. So like I'll be trading 4 4 active contracts. Know where the stops are, 6.5. The initial TP set, this is a like hold position. We'll be trading 2 by 2, so in this position here would be 2 contracts by 2 contracts on your entry balance entry. So and with the capability to like out, that is the good thing about if you trade the micros, you have a lot more capability on that, and you have your average lock stop loss at 6.5, which is based on deviation, whatever deviation is at that point. So this will be updated every day. Deviation setting at 6.64 points or 26 or 27. I use 26 as our stop loss takeaways. This was where the 08 was built from. Left that sitting there overnight at 2 contracts. This would be a long logic entry for today. That would be a range finder for the high side. There's your 10 a.m. entry. Timing does do a lot in the market also. No, I did not get filled here. See how the point of control is up from way down here to way up here. That means we just took out all the short-term shots. And we back into the tight range. You can see why that 23 level there. Looking at that closely, we looking at there closely. Why we actually chose that range to add some risk to the market. If it does work, it does work. If it does not, it does not. Have no fear. Just know how much risk you're taking. Look at your potentials properly. see the initial rejection, secondary rejection.
Order filled.
Just got filled on the demo. Just checking, hold on. It will get filled on the live. Yep. You have my audio on that particular desktop. Right. So 23s, 120s. You can see where the point of control is, how located. This is where it gets tricky. It's all time, location, entry. It's just about all you can do. Measured risk, 20 entry. The measured risk is just above the high, and you have the 30 for the stop for that 23 entry. That's just about all you can do as a trader if you're trading there. No risk about pulling contracts, trading in, trading out, doing this one, doing that. Know what your location is, where your location is, how you intend to trade it. That's why the original idea was for the 24 to 25s for the overnights. So got right in right here and got the fall off. Ping, not reaches, got the drop off. Same thing for the location here also. Just make sure you're beyond protection, right, at the first level of protection here. If you do see the kick, can't do not much about it because this was you're looking for entry here to here. Okay. Drop down the 5-minute chart, which stop always to be your execution chart. Just make sure I'm track this location of this swing high to swing low. Don't need this anymore. And you can see I'm using 68.2, which is the inverse of that. Now the risk is in here. This will be a secondary entry within this band range here. So you have your primary entry located right there. Secondary entry is down here, 75 to 70, which we got in yesterday for the buy side. Took our little 50 points and ran away. And we had 20 points or something like that. All you're looking for is just small edges in the market. A secondary zone, this was your primary zone here. That was your primary zone. Always make sure when you're building your zones you have stuff. And you don't build your zone after. I see a lot of guys who do that, they just build zones after. Like, why would you be doing stuff like that? And then, no, I saw that there. This vacuum will be a magnet also, so if you see in pain, don't worry about it. Always make sure you have your risk management. I look into 25 risk for 50 short. Now here's what the question would be. Looking at where the pointer where the value is moving to. Value is moving to the upside beyond where our take profit is. So we have two options here. Look for that 40 or take a 1-to-1 or extend. Now this is where trade management is coming a lot, and managing trades at this level be a little difficult because especially with oil is what we call a bitch. Goes and does what it wants, when it wants, how it wants. That is why most of our loading is beyond. Yes, you can see where that level is there. Not seeing the failure so far. Let's see what the quote board says. 500,000 already. Well, almost 500,000 should be by 10:30 Eastern. Not bad by way of trading. You can see where the low was, overnight lows. So there is some profit. So overnight positions. 4-digit. Not to worry about this. Small loss. Got 2 contracts running here, so that is max risk. Max active risk for me on the ES. Right, looking at the 50-minute chart. See what same price versus active delta here. And you could notice how we're locking up in the market by watching this. Big bar to the upside. Price shoots up. They are 15-minute chart, so price shoots up. Bar to the downside. Price does react with sellers. Bar to the downside. Price does not react. Right. This is where you go quickly and fine into seeing which actual reaction in market. Big bar up, bar down, bar up. I just look for a certain number of contracts to fire off. Anything more than 2,500 contracts and I don't see a reaction is where you have signs, cause for concern. So like this bar here almost meet the level of what I'm looking for. Why look like it breaking out? Yep. Now this is where you have to lay a trade. Sit and run. If it does go against it. You know where you want to place your secondaries right up here if you do get stopped out. why you're looking at these levels here for safety. These important nodes here. Always make sure you know which part your important node there. Now we got time, entry, focus play on pointer control, structure break. This is your safety point here, and your secondary entry point to the upside in the kill zone. Look at where we closed versus where we closed yesterday. 16 ticks away, so I mean like 60. So it's not too much fear on that trade so far because we have safety area. And same thing, that was top set kill zone right there, 58.50. Right, that entry location, if you're lucky enough to get, will be a very good entry location. And it's the same thing we was talking about where John was speaking about running out chasing the trade. So we sit there at 58.40, kickoff level is 58.50. What the risk is, what is the measured risk. Now if when the market has reached here, we saw this bar, definitely not gonna chase this trade here because we know the amount of risk we have. So we need to cover, more or less our stop would have been close to where our optimum entry is. Now I wouldn't be entering a trade here because I already have risk on with trying to manage through the risk. If you don't have anything on, this is where you may have the best option out for entries, because this is without being the big kill zone we had before we smalled up. 40 to 50, we know where our location was, nothing before that, and then we had 70 to 75 as the secondary entry. If we do get stopped out, we are looking to be bearish in the market. You can see where the low volume node is at 55. There's the ultra optimum entry. And you can see why that is low volume node right there. 55 to 60. Back to the ES. You know why we entered here at 20 and 23s. We were looking for the 24, didn't see the point there. Notice why the kickoff was right there below 24s. This is logic trading, always trade logically. What I tend to do is flip on here, so have like the bank, let's hold on for the secondaries for more. So right now my secondary will take profit here, my average entry will be 23, but roll the average stop at 24. Once I cleared this hurdle here, looking for secondary and tertiary exits out. That is once we can get that 16.5 to activate, which will be 6.5 points from the 23 entry, and then roll stops here, so you reduce risk and have 50.5 and even extend it to lower to be able to monitor where it is. so we can have our exit sitting here at 10 for this. Guys, if we could reach that 16 level, you could see where the time entry was right here. So you had it lucky enough to get time entry there, and you're scalping in and out on the original scalp 3 points, and then you look for your 6 point to 9 point win on your secondary if you're trading 2 to 3 contracts. I more or less position trading it, so it's all about taking risk off the board now for myself. When I see a clean break to the downside, at least test this node here. If it doesn't reach there, sorry. You can see getting a break here. And don't be worried and micromanage too much. Oh yes. Make sure the brake is clean on oil. Wonder why that happened. $23 minus 6 17 6.5 here, 16.5. I'm a 1-to-1 trade there. Look at again, see what our flow. It should be good. Yeah, mainstream is for an hour. What the hell? What's up with this scrappy game? Oh, Ben. Whatever, Ben. So always make sure that you have a process. Make sure you know how much you could risk in the market. Like for me, is maximum my 3 contracts, at max, and then float. That's why I look for the bigger. I will be looking for the bigger combine if I trading on the thing. Would be opening the micros the end of the beginning of next month. I'll be doing the combine, but I'll be doing it live most likely, unless speak to those guys and see how I could secure my passwords and stuff. Definitely that's how the kickoff, the opening kickoff, to see why we have that there, why we have made a move there. know where we stop located. So that's test. So big. Didn't risk me to just reward margin. What we looking for, because more likely than not, if you close off the trade, you would end up getting skunked, and the trade will float you after, and then it would make what would be good trade an average trade. What's an average trade? Which be unnecessary, because this is where a lot of traders struggle. They look to rush to take profits because they see equity and want to bank the equity that you trade for, because you already accept risk once you enter a trade. And that will become is hurt more than this game, because anybody will tell you nobody ever nobody ever breaks their account by taking profits. I have some of the best traders in the world, or below average. I don't consider myself an average person trading in the markets. Sometimes it goes my way, sometimes it does not. Because if you think about it, you have a entry here, entry here. The reason I close off this primary 19 entry is to get some balance in the market. So once I have the tertiary, which was my third contract filled, it'll be good. Just required a test back of the entry, because that is the aggressive entry, looking for a raise called the ping move, hit, and if it returns, it would be like this entry here. Is where you call the aggressive entry. We entered at 8 exact, and then bought secondary at 9 for the retest of this level here. We know where our stops were located in case we got waterfall, and it worked out. It's like a alert entry with this wallet, where you actually buy or sell at a particular price, and then look at the market and what it does. So you can see when the entry came here, pushed up to this level here, had more location points set out at 24 in the beginning, did not get filled. On the boost out, moved to 23, took the 23 out. And we know this 18 is an inflection. You can see why this is our inflection right there. This was yesterday's range, previous day range. You know why there's an inflection there for some traders. So being aware of market and location are very important, because we kind of bearish on the market. Think we overstretch. Well, that's just our opinion. Just think the market just overstretch a little bit. Needs to give up some to bring back some value into the market. Because we had what 10 or 11 days out of the last 14 or 15 days to the trading here, create the new highs. That's not healthy at all for the market. Meaning that you have naked points of control like this one. And we see it, we like it. Especially naked point of control like this one. I think who showed you what we were looking at naked point of control for the previous day. Would have been here, naked point of control. like just playing the edge on the market. And don't be too worried about anything else. I know guys, I've been here for about an hour. Need to jump out, go and play some video games. Video games. So, hope you had fun trading this morning. Trade smart, trade smart. I'll just have my alerts up. Run with it. Let's see where we're located at the market. We're at about entry, average entry on here. Yeah, about average entry on. Yes, manage a trade small, manage well. Know exactly where your locations are. So trade small, trade smart. Have fun. If it works out, we're looking at 1 to 1. 1 to 1 might be up. Buy share 25, take portfolio the 15, which is a reasonable 1 to 1 trade on that side, and based on my average entry 16.5 location nodes, everything should be around there. If it does break out of here, you know what the risk is up to 26.5, and I have 2 trees here because I have a perfect entry on the other side. Okay guys, bye. Wow, that's about an hour.